What is up, ghouls and gals? It is me, Matt. So, you're probably wondering why you got a bonus episode this week. Well, we're kicking things off in June as the month to thank fans for getting us past 1,000 followers on Twitter and just being amazingly supportive and awesome. So, what we're going to do is we're going to come out with some great interviews and some bonus content all through June, and we're starting it off with this last week of May with this episode today where we brought on Tim Tindall, who is an independent horror creator, has a few books and creations coming out that are already out, and we brought him on to kind of kick things off. It's going to be a short episode, but all month of June we are going to be bringing out content to thank all of you. If you want to get access to any of it before anyone else, please go over to our Patreon, and just for $2 a month you will get access to all episodes before their original release date. So there's that. With that being said, I think this is a pretty solid intro. Thank you again to all you ghouls and gals for supporting us and following us on Twitter. And let's jump right to it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Punk Rock Horror Podcast. Today is a special bonus episode. I'm with Cody. Hello. Thank you. And we are here. We are here joined by the one and only Tim Tindall. Thank you, Tim, for coming on to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're here today to talk to us about. We have a lot going on, but the main thing we're going to be talking about is your graphic novel coming out, The Reckoning. This is exciting. We literally seen some of the artwork you sent us and stuff to look over about it, and it looks really exciting. But for all the ghouls and gals who don't know what The Reckoning is about, how did this come to be, and what is The Reckoning about?
Well, first it came to be. It was like a few years ago. I was outside smoking a cigarette, and it was dark and rainy, and then a swing set was creaking, and I don't know, the story just popped in my head. And at first it was just about a witch doing a Ouija board, and they come up with an idea to talk to their grandma who passed, and they conjure up something worse. And as I was putting that together, a trailer for a movie came out, which was pretty much the same thing. So my friend had an idea about a sin eater, and what that is when someone's on their deathbed, they have a sin eater come in to tell their sins and, to cleanse them, and they absorb all the bad. And so from that, I came up with the idea to have a story where it's in old town, 1800s, where people were prosecuted for being witches and all this evil stuff. And the judge of the town, he was sick, and they got a sin eater, and he told him his sins, and they were so bad because pretty much every prosecution was fake, and they pushed witches to gain power over the town. And so pretty much they have to find somebody else to eat the sins, so they go to the homeless guy of the town, and he thinks it's a meal, but then he sees everything, and he finds something that's close to him in there, and he freaks out, and they think he's just possessed, so they have exorcism. He gets sucked into a mirror, and it fast forwards to present day where someone's grandmother dies, and she gets a mirror from her that was handed down. And, they do a little seance to say bye, but then something awakens. And that's pretty much the start of the story and how it came to be.
It sounds like this was really inspired by the Salem witch trials. Was that a heavy inspiration on the creation?
Pretty much, yeah. Because, those days, everything was false accused. And I just want to put that into a story and kind of get deeper into it.
That was the direction you wanted to go with this, or did you imagine this going into a different light before you landed on the witch trials?
No, just pretty much going with that, and then bringing a different story. Because with horror, I wanted to try something different, maybe something that hasn't been done before, and I thought this would be perfect.
Understandable. Yeah, definitely. With that being said, going on forward, what did get you started in the horror business, and what was the real draw for you? What inspired you to go to this medium and make the creations that you're making?
Well, I grew up in horror. Like when I was little, I watched the original Halloween and, Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. And, I thought it'd be fun to try to get into that myself because, I love horror and I like storytelling. And I feel with horror, I can get like a big fan base that understands how, everything works.
Perfect. And then with that being said as well, I mean, it's obviously this huge working community, and it's vast over where it is, all across the states and across the world in general. What has been your biggest high moments with this project, though, for the Reckoning? What has been some of the ups and downs that you've experienced, and how did you come past it?
Well, some of the downs was finding people who's committed to working. Because, creating a book and creating a story, like, it does take time. And some people want it to happen now, not realizing, like, we have to write it out. We have to get the storyboard and find errors and find continuity. And, there's quite a few people who just gave up on it, which, it's okay. They have their own lives, and I understand that. But, like, the high was just finding a team that, that is committed and, proud of their work. And I see their stuff and I'm like, I want you. And, they believe in the story and, I believe in them.
So this is a real underdog story in the making here with the Reckoning. This is something that you do have a lot of passion for. That's very apparent. And, part of the reason why you're on this podcast and why we're here today is to get promotion behind it, to get some eyes on it. Cody, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I think it's really cool, especially like you being able to find the people to work on this book, because me and Matt both know the struggles of finding people who are like just as dedicated to everything as this podcast.
So, with that being said, it's we're looking at all this as the Reckoning is coming out. When does the Reckoning have a release date? Is there one? And where can people pick it up?
As of right now, there's no release date because with this too, like like stories, like even movies. Like I worked on a movie before, and there's always deadlines, and like I don't want this rushed. Like. If there's a part of the story, like where my writer doesn't like it, like I'll talk to him and we'll go through it. And I just don't, because they have their own projects too. And I want them to be comfortable doing their own thing, be comfortable doing this, and like no rushing because I want it perfect. Because really, like what I found myself is with, like you're trying to tell a story, even though it's your story, you're doing it for the readers and the fans and the consumers. And like, I might have an idea that I love, but looking at the overall picture, like the reader may not like that or like that direction. And so like, I just want this to go slow and, like based on everything, just so it can be like every reader who picks it up, like, ooh, I like this. Oh,
of course.
I just want it perfect for them.
Well, with that being said, this is really exciting, and hopefully we get a release date soon for The Reckoning. A few other works that you have working on, though, is one that you're doing by yourself is a poetic guide to serial killers. And you sent us a picture with that, with this man in a bowler hat, who definitely looks like he might be a serial killer himself. As I'm trying to just describe this to all of our listeners, really, who can't see it.
What are you trying to say? Us with bowler hats are serial killers?
I don't know, Tim. What is a poetic guide to serial killers, and what is this about exactly? Because obviously the title is eye-catching. We want to know more.
Well, yeah, this one I'm proud of. In that picture I sent you was actually H.H. Holmes, and so the whole idea of this is like getting into the mind of a serial killer and past ones that everybody knows. And I just thought to do it in a poetic way And so I'm going to have like at least 15 real serial killers. And, each one I did a lot of research on and trying to get inside their mind. And each poem it's pretty much written through their eyes. Like, I have, who was it, Albert Fish, and his one is like, how people view him, and then if he catches you, what he does, like, I'll put you in a pot and cook you. And, I have, the Moors murders in there. Who else? Jeffrey Dahmer. And it's just, like, even though it is poetry, it is factual and you can learn from it. And I actually had an interview with someone who was like close to doing stuff like that, and it was frightening for me because, going back to Halloween, how Dr. Loomis, would he say something like he had the devil's eyes, darkness, or whatever. Like, this person I talked to, I seen that, and I actually cut that short because I'm like, I kind of want to get out of here. I got, all I needed, and doing that pushed me to continue with this book and know that, my thoughts of these kind of people are, true. And I thought it'd be a fun way to, teach people and, do it in a fun way.
Well, that's really cool. So, just out of curiosity, what got you into serial killers to write that book? Like, what was, like, when would you say, like, you really started, like, I want to do more research on these serial killers and turn them into my own work?
Well, I don't know. Everything I've done, like, every idea came when I was just, like, stressed with things. And then when I relax, ideas pop in. And I always like documentaries, and serial killers kind of popped out to me. And then, like, there's an underground following where people love it, and like, not love, like, oh, I want to do this, but like, they want to understand them and know why. And it just kind of grasped me, and the idea just popped in, and I just went with it.
Nice. I mean, the serial killer mindset is a fascinating mindset, and that is why it is something that we dive into so much, is to try and figure out how these people think. Going forward, though, you also have you're a writer for The Reckoning, working on a book called Butcher with a Smile, too, which also, that cover you sent to us is absolutely terrifying and yet beautiful all at the same time, because it's just so well done. And all of them are, but this one really is really sticking out to us a lot. What is Butcher with a Smile about, and when can we expect this one to come out, too?
Oh, actually, Butcher with a Smile is my writer's book that he created or co-created and wrote, and that's actually available now. Like, it just released a little bit ago, and I actually can send you a link to purchase that book, and so pretty much what that is there's two detectives that pick up a case about a serial killer, and the person all their victims have what's the word? Like, they take a knife and mark a smile on their face. And one of the witnesses goes to the detectives and says, like, oh, I don't think this is a human we're messing with. Like, this might be a demon or something. And so.
Oh, cool. Oh, the Crimson Smile. That's what it's called.
You carved it on his face. That's very appealing, very terrifying. And also, we didn't ask you, and we apologize. When is the release date, or is Poetic's Guide to Serial Killers already out, and where can people pick it up? So yeah, Tim, where can everyone pick up a Poetic Guide to Serial Killers, and how can they help support everything you're doing?
I'm sorry, the phone was kind of chipping out there. I didn't hear what you said.
Not a problem. Basically just asking, where can everyone pick up a Poetic Guide to Serial Killers, and where can everyone go to support you in all your creations?
Yes, the Poetic Guide to Serial Killers is still in the making. I was thinking about making a Kickstarter, because with every drawing I did, it's on a real canvas, and so I was thinking about, having supporters, have an actual piece of the book themselves, and even, autographs for them to keep. And you can always find me on Facebook, like The Reckoning at Facebook, and then Poetic Guide to Serial Killers. And I also believe Butcher with a Smile has one too. But I can give links for those in the description.
Cool. I will provide all those links for you below. And you know what, Tim, this is really awesome to have you on here and to talking about all your creations and everything going on. I mean, it's, again, a true underdog story in the works here, and it sounds like you have your plate full with all these badass horror creations, and you know, this is just exciting to be a part of this history and to see you taking on this climb, and we can't wait to see what the future holds for you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. And I appreciate you guys having me on and getting to talk and being part of your show.
Thank you. I'm sure... Oh, go ahead, Cody.
One last question that we like to ask all of our interviewees is that what is your favorite horror movie?
There's too many, like even the underground ones, like The Burning and all that. But I'd have to say Halloween, because that, got me started into it. I have to, say things to Michael Myers and all that.
Right on.
Cool. A seminal choice for everyone. I mean, we've all been scared by that pale white face in the dark hallway before, haven't we?
Shatner.
Yeah, William Shatner's pale white face. So, Tim, we're going to go ahead and get you out for today. We got to wrap up ourselves on our end. Thank you again for coming on. This was totally amazing. And everyone, you can follow Tim on Facebook and on Twitter. All those links will be in the description below. You can find the links to all of his creations and his Kickstarter below as well. Tim, do you have anything else you want to add in before we head out?
Just a thank you to you guys again, and thank you for all your fans and, future fans for my team and everybody. And also I have one thing to say to everyone, is if you have a dream or an idea, like you want to make a book, like just do it, because you never know what can happen. And just believe in yourself, and, big things can come just from a little idea.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said, and great words of wisdom. You heard it straight from Tim Tindall, everyone. Follow your dreams, do what you want to do, and do it without caring without what anyone else thinks. Right on, Tim. Thank you again for coming on. This was a blast. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.